Hello, hello. I'm Jamila Payne, the creator of Color Me Crafty and your craft business mentor. Today, we will be making sticker sheets. These sheets make great gifts, or they're great to make and sell in your shop. I'm going to walk you through all of the steps of creating these sheets, as well as give you all of these travel themed SVG files. So, because it's an SVG file, you do not have to use the file for just stickers. You can use them on t-shirt or totes or anything like that. Let's get into the project. In Cricut Design Space, you are going to want to start a new project. We want to start with a completely blank canvas, and I like to turn my grid lines off. So if you want to do that, you're going to go up and click on your name, then go down to settings over to canvas, and you can choose full grid, partial grid, or no grid. And I like mine no grid. Once you have your canvas open, you can go ahead and upload your sticker design. You can use Cricut Design Space Designs if you choose to, but I'm providing you with a sheet of travel stickers. Go ahead and click on upload, and you can drag in your design or browse to find it. I'm just going to drag mine in. Everything is the way it needs to be. There's no cleanup necessary. These are actually SVG files, so they don't have to be used as stickers. But I'm going to walk you through how to create a sticker sheet with this design. First, I am going to make sure that the layer is selected and click on ungroup so that we can work with each design individually. And now I'm just going to make this just a touch smaller to make it easier to move on to the next steps. The next thing you want to do is to grab a shape. We're going to grab a square, and I am going to go up to the top and unlock this. And we're going to make it 4.5 by 6.5. And this way we can fit two sticker sheets on one 8.5 by 11-inch sheet of paper. Now, let's go ahead and change this color to white. We're going to leave it as a basic cut, which is why you see that outline. We will change that later. Grab another square, and we're going to make this square 4.5 by 1 inch. And then we are going to align this, select both, align to the top, and align horizontally. I went ahead and changed the color of the smaller rectangle to the color that I want to use. And now we are just going to add some text. So go ahead and click on the text tool and start typing out your text. I am just going to type travel often. After you have typed the text you want to use, you're going to go ahead and choose a font. I do not have Cricut access, so I am filtering it out so that I only see free fonts. And I'm just going to scroll through until I find a font that I like. And what I ended up going with is called Newnham Pen. I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. Go ahead and adjust your text how you want it to sit on that top part of your sticker sheet. Now go ahead and change the color to whatever color you want to use. I am providing you with the SVG file as well as the Adobe Illustrator file. That way you can make these colors, whatever colors you want to. And Cricut Design Space is going to pull the colors from your SVG so that they're easy to find and use. Now for the fun part. Let's prepare our stickers. I'm going to grab each SVG set one at a time, and I'm going to go up to offset, And I like to use 0.125 because to me, it gives the perfect sticker offset. You can round the corners or you can give it a more sharp edge and you can weld or keep them up or make them unwelded. You want to keep them welded for this. I'm going to go ahead and change that background color to white. Click on contour and get rid of that little square piece in the middle. Now select both your offset and your design. Click on group and I want to resize it. I am resizing the shortest side down to 1 inch. And then I'm going to just arrange it on my sticker sheet. And you're going to keep on with that same process, one sticker at a time until you have your sheet filled. This next part you could have totally done during the process of creating the offset, but what you're going to do is select each of your groups and click flatten. Before I flatten my two rectangles, I am going to duplicate the larger rectangle and then go ahead and select the two original rectangles and flatten and then bring it all the way to the back. Then select everything, click attach. This is very important. And then once you've attached, select our attached sheet and a separate rectangle, and then select both of those, align them to center, and then click attach again. Go ahead and click on make it. We are going to change our paper size to 8.5 by 11. The first thing we need to do is go up to project copies and change that to 2. Click on apply. Next, we have to readjust the sheets so that we can fit 2 on each sheet. And you'll want to move it to the middle a little bit because if it's over the line when you turn it to its side, it'll just pop back to the original place. Now click on the second sheet and move object and move it to the first sheet and do the same process. Just flip it on its side and you'll see here where it just pops right back to the original space. Flip it on its side and move it to where it needs to go. And you'll want to make sure that they're not overlapping, but they are also within the print guidelines. After you have done that, you can go ahead and click on print. When you click on send to printer, you will get this dialog box that opens up. It just tells you that the sensor marks are added. You can click to not have that show again, and then you have some options here. I choose my printer, and then I do leave the bleed on. And if you want better print quality, which I normally do, I usually use the system dialog box and print from Photoshop. And I'll show you real quick how I do that. For printing from Photoshop or another program, you're going to tick to use this system dialog box. I'm not at all sure why, but when I use the print dialog box, it always shows up behind my screen. So if you don't see it, then go ahead and move your screen out of the way. Then you're going to go down to save as PDF and click on print and it'll save to your computer. Now over in Photoshop, we are going to go ahead and open up that PDF that we saved. So I'm going to click on open and double click the PDF and just click OK. Now go up to image and down to canvas, and we want to change the size of our canvas to the size of the paper that we are printing on. And that is 8.5 by 11 inches. And what that does is it gives us the same measurements that the Cricut machine gave us. And then you can go ahead and print as normal. I like printing from Photoshop because you have a little bit more control over the color settings and the colors that come out in your image. I do sometimes get this box with this warning, and I just kind of ignore it and go ahead and print everything as normal. Send it through. I use the sticky note setting to cut out these stickers, and I do 2 passes. We overlap those boxes to make it cut around the outside twice so that it cuts all the way through the sticker sheet and the backing. Design Space is going to measure your mat, and then it will start scanning for the design. Please don't judge the dirtiness of my mat. But here you can see the difference in the image that was printed from Photoshop, and the image that was print from Cricut Design Space. And you can see the difference a little bit in the colors. It's a little bit hard to see from the video, but the Design Space image is a little bit more dull. So we are going to go ahead and get our sticker sheet on our Cricut mat, and you want to make sure that it is aligned the same way that you see it on the screen. I'm going to use my brayer to make sure that it's down nice and secure on the mat, and then go ahead and put it into the machine and follow the prompts on the screen. The lighting in my studio is really bright, so after it measures my mat, I usually take a piece of cardstock and cover where it reads the registration marks, and that way it doesn't have such a hard time reading those marks. And I just let it do its thing until it's ready to cut. Your Cricut machine and Cricut Design Space are going to do the rest. And once it does that first pass of cuts, I go ahead and allow it to do a second pass. When it's all done cutting, I do like to check and make sure that it's cut all the way through before I remove it from the machine. You'll want to remove them very carefully from the Cricut mat so that you don't make them roll. And another way to do this is to flip your mat over and remove your mat from the material as opposed to removing your material from the mat. And now you've created your own travel stickers. You can use them to give as gifts or create to sell in a shop. So I hope you love that project and that it gave you a lot of ideas for other sticker sheets that you can make. Before I go, I have a very special offer for you. Let's take a look. If you've ever struggled with pricing your handmade products, you're not alone. I see so many makers underpricing their work, barely covering materials, let alone making a real profit. But that stops today. It's frustrating to spend hours creating something beautiful only to wonder, am I even making money on this? That's why I created the Crafty Cost Calculator. I needed a simple way to take the guesswork out of pricing my crafts. I just plug in my material costs, time, and a few other details, and boom, I get a price that actually makes me money. And this calculator includes an automated inventory. The Crafty Cost Calculator calculates pricing for both retail and wholesale. It factors in your time, materials, profit margins, labors, and more. It helps you price with confidence. So, no more second guessing, and it'll save you hours of frustration and math headaches. If you're ready to stop guessing and start pricing for profit, go ahead and grab the Crafty Cost Calculator today. Don't let bad pricing keep you from making money. Get your hands on this game changing tool now and finally charge what your work is worth.